Beautiful people, what is up? Welcome back to another airline pilot vlog, Pilot Peaks. We're flying the 767. We got layovers this trip in Boston, JFK, somewhere else, and Cleveland. So 4-day trip, nice and long, and we're starting off in Memphis. First leg is to Boston. I'm sitting next to a very, very, very pretty 777 next to my not so big girl 767, and it's a beautiful day in Memphis. I'm in my short sleeve. Life is good. We're feeling good. We're well rested. We got just over 2.5 hours up to Boston. A little bit of tailwinds. I haven't been to Boston in quite a time, so I'm looking forward to that. Got a couple friends there that I'm hoping to grab dinner with at the Seaport District, but only time will tell depending on how much layover we actually get when we get in. So, as always, if you'd like to come along for the ride, let's go do it.
Popular departure out of Memphis is the Carson 7. 99% of the time when you're heading to the Northeast, you're taking this departure, and we're heading off runway 18. So we're heading southbound, left turn, Ribs, Heiner, Warts, Wadey, Dolgy, I think, Lizzie, Carson, and Hummus on our way up to 33,000 feet. And the departure stops at 5,000 is our first level off, and then just over 1,000 miles to get to Boston. See you there.
So in Boston, we actually don't have marshalers for the plane. There's just this stick right there, and then those lights up there basically tell the captain as he's pulling to the gate whether he needs to go left or right or more. And then when your window hits that bumper, that light turns red, and that means you're parked right on the line. The more you know.
Just got to the hotel in Boston, Massachusetts. I am tired. We're delayed about an hour leaving Memphis today, and yeah, it's just a long day. Rainy, cloudy everywhere, so you know how that is. Kind of makes you tired all day. So got it done. Long flight though. We had to get vectored, slowed down. If you saw the video on the descent there, they slowed us to like 210 knots. Air traffic control did like 70 miles from the airport. So just dragged on, dragged on, dragged on. Had to get vectored off the arrival. Low clouds. A lot of people are shooting ILSs down to runway 4 right. We actually did an auto land. So it was captain's leg. He auto landed runway 4 right. Airplane did a great job. If I had to grade it, definitely not a 10. Like a 8.1 out of 10. The freaking center line was a little bit to our right. It landed a little bit to the left, so it didn't do a perfect job, the auto land, but decent enough to be satisfactory and get us here safely. So long taxi in, long night, like I said. Currently 8 o'clock local time. I gotta be up at frickin' 6 a.m. We're here about an hour late, so I do have friends in Boston I was gonna get dinner with, but I just texted them and said, sorry, ain't happening. I'm gonna do a 10-minute workout right here in my room, push-ups and sit-ups, because it's negotiable, folks. You already know that. Quick bite, brushing my teeth, and getting to bed. So not the most fun, but gotta do what you gotta do. Still living the dream. We stay positive always. See ya. What a nasty, nasty night in Boston. No fun, too short of a layover, too tired, too yucky out. Go meet up with friends. So just walking to what I consider Pilot's second best friend. Best friend is Whole Foods. Second best friend, Chipotle, because kind of healthy if you make it that way. It's relatively cheap, and I don't know about you guys, but it's freaking delicious. So Chipotle bowl, double chicken, here we come. All right, quick audible people, Chipotle was a no-go, so we're gonna give Honey Grow a chance. Never been, but you know how it is. Good morning, beautiful people, from the ramp in Boston, Massachusetts, home of Ben Affleck and Dunkin' Donuts. Gloomy, cold day, but the airport is hustling and bustling. Here comes one of our friends coming in for the day. Slept good, feeling good. It's gonna get loud, so hold on one second. So as I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by the loud engines of the 767, it'll be my flight to fly us to Memphis. As you can tell, overcast skies. You'll see this airplane taking off. It enters the cloud pretty quickly. It's like overcast at about 600 feet. So what that means for the pilots is I'll be looking outside for the first like 5 or 6 seconds of takeoff, and then after that my head will be down, looking at the instruments, because you can't see when you're in the clouds. So that's kind of how pilots transition on days like this. You're outside looking down the runway, keeping straight as you're barreling down. You lift off, you still have visual cues out your peripherals outside the window, and then as you can see there, about 4 seconds later, you're not seeing jack. So it's time to transition to the instruments, but we're well trained in that, people. I promise you that, very much so. So just over like 2 hours and 50 minutes in Memphis. Headwinds, headwinds, headwinds. See you there. All right, just landed in Memphis, runway 36 right. Kind of cloudy. Had to do a hard ILS. Popped out around like 1,000 feet or so, and then calm winds, so made for a pretty easy landing coming up from Boston. But people are gonna want to know, Captain, 1 through 10, what are we gonna grade Pilot Pete's landing today?
We're gonna grade him as a 9.
A 9?
Give him that, yeah. And
Okay.
simply because it was pretty easy. Winds were light right down the
Fair.
runway. Can't give you a 10. It wasn't. Well, there's not enough challenge there.
Yeah.
Right on the flare cue in the HUD that I saw, held it off, and just a nice smooth touchdown.
If we had people in the back, would they have clapped, you think?
People are pretty grumpy, so probably
true.
not. But
It's
yeah,
true.
I mean, if they were feeling good, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, there's Boston leg is done. Next stop, we're going to JFK. I'll see you guys soon. Again, folks, I don't make the rules on the grading. 9 out of 10, I'll take it. It was probably, if I'm being nitpicky, a 9.7 out of 10, but he was right. The conditions were very, very favorable for a pilot. Winds right down the runway, meaning you have a nice headwind helping the airplane, no crosswind, anything like that. And then we were heavy, so the weight of the airplane's easy to flare, pull the power, but it was a very nice touchdown, if I may say so myself. But in the sleep room here in Memphis, got myself a little bed, and I'm about to change out of the pilot uniform and put my gym clothes on. Feel great, feel rested. Gonna go hammer out a quick workout because it's non-negotiable. Today we're doing legs, my least favorite, but my most needed exercise I have to improve on. Grab a quick food at Whole Foods for lunch, and then we'll change back into this beautiful thing, and we're going to JFK. So I don't think I'm gonna go back to my apartment because the layover is just too short, but only time will tell. So let's go enjoy our 3 hours here in Memphis.
Hello again. We're out on the ramp in Memphis. I love seeing all the planes lined up. I think it's pretty cool. All the purple tails as far as the eye can see. We're pre-flight in the 767 and we're heading to JFK, home of pilot Pete himself, but I don't think the layover is gonna be long enough for me to get home. It's actually funny, the captain I'm flying with, first time meeting, first time flying together. He actually has an apartment in Manhattan too. First person I ever met at my company that is also a New Yorker, but he told me he ain't going home either, just too much traffic, so probably just stay put. But we're going at 30, I think 7,000 feet, got about 65, 70,000 pounds of cargo, and a lot of storms in New York. It's gonna be my turn to fly, so definitely be doing an ILS, gonna be busy in New York, but feeling good. Got my workout in, Whole Foods for lunch, and yeah, it's a beautiful day to be alive, people. We're happy to be here. So here's a cool, fun little fact for you guys. This is the nose wheel of the 767. That's the wheel well up there. There's a little light that turns on. I check before every flight, make sure everything's all good to go. This little panel here is for APU fire. So if there's an APU fire, which is that little kind of turbine engine that spins in the back of the aircraft, happens to catch fire while we're on the ground, there's a warning light and bell that rings, and then we're able to discharge the fire extinguisher bottle and extinguish any potential fire that happens. So most airplanes that have an APU have it located here on the nose wheel, at least the ones I have flown, but that one in particular, the 767. Just landed in JFK, awful weather as you can tell. Had to do the hard ILS, but we got it done. Time to get to the hotel.
Just landed in JFK. What a flight it was. It was my flight to land, and the weather here is terrible. Pouring cats and dogs, crazy busy. We got slowed down, we got vectored, and then we had to shoot the ILS, Instrument Landing System, to runway 4 right, and it was a hard ILS. What I mean by hard, meaning we normally shoot an ILS where the airplane's coupled up to the Instrument Landing System to land the airplane, but hard meaning you couldn't actually see anything. So we were in the clouds till about 300 feet above the ground, broke out, and then you have this lighting system that helps you see, but it was still pouring rain on the windshield of the 767. Captain flipped on the windshield wipers to high for me, and I'm just gonna say, folks, I'm on a hot streak right now. Conditions, touchdown, 9.7 out of 10. Self-critiqued, I will say that. I didn't ask the captain because it was pouring cats and dogs, and we both just want to get out of there and get to our hotel and get dried off. But overall, great flight. Like I said, he's a New York guy, so made it real easy. Tailwinds, just over 2 hours and like 25 minutes to get here. But the weather is gnarly outside. I gotta somehow figure out how to get food. I'm not an Uber Eats guy, so there's a grocery store across the street. I'm gonna have to venture out and get poured on, but gonna hammer down in my nice king bed. Some people have been asking me about doing hotel reviews. I do them on my like travel vlogs, not like my airline pilot vlogs, because I feel like this is more about flying than it is the hotel. But if you're interested in knowing and like seeing more of the hotel, let me know, because I'll start adding those in the videos. Just shoot me a comment below. If I get enough of them, I'll do it. But anyway, yeah, this layover is like 15 hours long. I'm so close to my house. I want to go home, but not gonna do it. So wish me luck in the pouring rain, getting some food.
Good morning, beautiful people, from one of my favorite ramps, JFK. We're out here, 767's all set to go. Look at this. We got a sister 767 about to taxi out, and then we got the big girl herself, Magma. I have no idea who or what that is, but it's a 747 going somewhere pretty freaking cool. And then we'll wave goodbye to our sister. Still a little windy, still cold, but much nicer than it was yesterday, last night. It'll be the captain's flag to fly. I'll be monitoring headwinds again. So it'll just be over 3 hours and 5 minutes to Memphis. Let's go get it.
Just got our clearance all buttoned up, ready to head to Memphis. We're going to be departing off of the Score 5 departure. So like I said, in the last time I was in JFK, they like to use fixes from local places or people. So that's Score, not really exactly sure what that is. Then we got the Mets for the New York Mets, Ranger for the New York Rangers, who I think are in first place. Don't quote me on that. But just over 3 hours to Memphis. I'll be monitoring this leg. Should be good weather all the way through. That's what we're looking at. Might be a little bit bumpy out of here. Those storms just passed over New York, and then we're gonna hustle bustle to Memphis because that's coming our way. We'll see you soon. Just landed in Memphis. We're all wrapped up here. Good landing by the captain on 2-7. Not allowed to grade other people, so I'll keep my mouth quiet. And now we got about 4 hours until I have to head to Richmond, which will be a new city for me. I've never been. So per usual, working out, Whole Foods for lunch. Non-negotiable, folks. Let's go get it. We're out on the ramp in Memphis, day 4. It's halfway through. 3.5 down, 1.5 to go. Pre-flight in the 767. She's looking all good to go. Shorter flight than I've been doing this whole trip. Only about an hour and 50-minute block. I'm used to plus 2 hours, so it's gonna be a nice change of pace. Just met with the crew, and we got a full boat. We got 4 jump seaters, so we have 4 jump seats on the plane, plus the 2 pilots. So there'll be 6 of us in the flight deck today, headed up to Richmond, Virginia. And I got asked recently on one of my comments about the hotels and who pays for them. So that's all taken care of by the company. The transportation, where we stay, the pay, it's all taken care of by the company. None of it is actually booked by us pilots. It's all taken care of before we show up. So we show up, sign our names, get a room, and go to bed. So anyway, just under 2 hours. Next stop, Richmond. Just got to Richmond, Virginia. Whew, long freaking day. They're always long, it feels like. But yeah, good flight. It was my leg. I landed runway 34 in Richmond and made the taxiway off at Charlie. So we had, like I said, 4 jump seaters behind us. And not to toot my own horn, folks, but they said it's been a while since they had an airplane 767 make it taxiway Charlie. What that really means is I landed on the touchdown zone spot, like the 1,000-footers. Auto brakes were at 4, flaps 30, and we made the closer turn off and got to our gate about 47 seconds earlier than we would have. So you're welcome to everyone that was on that flight for getting in early. But I haven't landed actually with the sun still up because I've been flying those long flights to Boston, Newark, Kennedy, and this trip has been dark, dark, dark. It's dark now, but when we landed, there was a little bit of sunlight left over, so it was nice. But visual approach in the 3-4 all went well, and about to grab some food, got my workout in earlier, and I'll check out downtown Richmond a little bit. We're right downtown, and then edit some vlog, bedtime, waking up to do it one more trip. So we're almost done. Trying to stay positive and not think about wanting to be home right now. So almost done for the week. All right, found this restaurant online called Parete in downtown Richmond. So I'm gonna go check that out. Very highly reviewed. About a 15-20 minute walk I just did, so it better be good.
Just finished dinner at Parite. My pronunciations are never good, but cute little spot. It was pretty good. Got Brussels sprouts as an app, and then salmon with some rice and asparagus recommended to me by the waitress, who is also very pleasant. And overall, again, this is bad because I'm a New York City snob. I live in the greatest city in the world that has the greatest food in the world, so everything's kind of a little lesser. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. And my reputation has to stay honest on here when rating. Overall, food-wise, because that's all I care about at the end of the day, ambiance, service, it is what it is, which was great here. All I care about is food, so we're gonna go 7.3 out of 10. I mean, it looks like a great date spot for Richmond, Virginia, but again, just not gonna be my cup of tea always because of the New York City luxury that I have with the restaurants. But time to go back to the hotel, bedtime. See you tomorrow in Richmond. Good morning, beautiful people. The sun is out, it is shining. We're in Richmond, Virginia. First time here with my current company. Had a nice little layover, went to a nice little dinner spot, got some sleep, and now we're basking in vitamin D before we take this big girl, the 767, out to Memphis, Tennessee. That'll be my leg to monitor. Good weather leaving here, as you can see, a cloud in the sky. And we got some weather currently over Memphis. Should be pushing to the east by the time we get there. Should be a factor, but we did get a alternate airport of St. Louis. An alternate, people have been asking me, is basically every airline that takes off, the weather is forecasted or currently bad at the destination when you're supposed to get there. They give you, when I say they, the company dispatch plans you an alternate airport. So in case the weather's too bad, you can't go anywhere, they give you another place to go. And why we have that is because we have to know how far we're gonna go, how much fuel we're gonna burn. So basically what an alternate does is not only give us a place to go, but the amount of fuel to have on board to also get there, shoot an arrival, shoot an approach, and get there safely. So doesn't mean we have to go there, doesn't mean we will go there, just, again, it's a safety precaution that aviation throws in that every airline has to follow. So short-ish flight, just over 2 hours with the headwinds, these winter headwinds. I am ready to be done. Hopefully we change the clocks on Sunday, springtime, we'll be good to go. But just over 2 hours, I'll see you in Memphis. Just landed in Memphis, Tennessee. Easy flight, just over 2 hours. Climbed up to flight level 400, 40,000 feet. Goes bumpy around 38, and we were light enough to make it all the way up. So headed down the Blues arrival, very common arrival coming from the east into Memphis. Captain's leg landed 1-8 left, and then cleared a taxi to our gate. Got there in like 3.5 minutes, so easy peasy. It's early, it's only 9:45 local time. Got one more trip left, so I'm gonna take a little nap, wake up, and then hammer down some lunch, followed by a workout, because you already know it's not negotiable, folks. It's happy Friday, and then we're off to Cleveland. Another first layover for me here at this company, and meet up with some friends and go into a special event, so stay tuned for that. Out on the ramp in Memphis, Tennessee, our last trip of the week. We're going to Cleveland, and tomorrow we're back here. We're finally done. Not sure whose leg it is yet. Captain hasn't let me know. Just pre-flight to 7-6, we're all set. There's another 7-6 about the taxi. But I want to get out of here because when I land in Cleveland, I'm going to the Cavs game with some friends. Pretty sure we got some pretty good seats, so stay tuned for that. Just over an hour and a half to Cleveland. Let's go. All right, we just landed in Cleveland, 2-4 right. It was a pretty cool arrival. Flew right over downtown, right over the stadium I'm about to be going to for the Cavs game. But people are gonna wanna know, Captain, 1 through 10, how did Pilot Pete do on 2-4 right?
Today's performance is a solid 9.5.
Wow.
9.5.
9.5,
Very nice.
You heard it here first, folks. 9.5 on 2-4 right. It was pretty easy conditions, I will say that, but
Tomorrow's standard is set.
Yes, tomorrow's standard is definitely set. So we've got quick layover here and head to the Cavs game and go enjoy my Friday night. See ya. All right, folks, you saw it. 9.5, I think he gave me. I'll take it. Nice landing in Cleveland. Quick change out of the uniform. Now we're heading to the Cavs game to meet up with some friends in downtown Cleveland. And they're playing the Timberwolves. And I'm pretty sure we got some pretty good seats. So stay tuned for that. Like I always say, the best part about layovers is meeting up with people that you know and love. So let's go have a night. Post-game Cavs, big overtime win. Oh, baby. What a layover it was. Great freaking game. Cavs win in overtime. And yeah, like I said, best part being an airline pilot is when you're in these cities getting paid to lay over and not sleep in your own bed. Hopefully you can meet up with some family or friends, loved ones, and do fun stuff. So definitely took advantage of that last night. Now 2 quick legs. We're going Cleveland to Columbus, Rickenbacker Airport, and then to Memphis. And we're finally going to be done. So let's go to work. Good morning, beautiful people from the ramp. We're actually from the flight deck of the 7-6 in Cleveland. And why is that significant? Well, I'm gonna have to give this captain a 10 out of 10 because he's doing the walk around. The pre-flight inspection that I always have to do. It's pouring rain out there. We got 2 legs today. And he said, you know what? I'll take care of you. So he's doing one. I'm shocked, but I'm also very, very happy and very appreciative because we can keep the hair dry, which is one of the most important things on rainy days. No, but super, super, super nice of him to do that. And yeah, I'm gonna take care of, set up the flight deck here. And we're doing 2 legs today. First one's Cleveland to Rickenbacker, LCK. Rickenbacker is the name of the airport in Columbus. So many of you might know of Columbus International, the main one, but we go to Rickenbacker. It's a much smaller airport as far as terminals and stuff go, and traffic, but actually really, really super long runway. So a lot of cargo jets out of there. My old airline actually flies out of there. And yeah, last day of this trip. It's been a long one. Awesome time at the Cavs game last night. So that was a super sweet layover, and excited to be done and finish up, get back to New York, and enjoy some days off. Our departure this morning, the Cavs 4 RNAV departure. And like I said before, they use names that are like familiar with the city. So you got Nance, I'm guessing that's for Jim Nance. You got Kyrie and LeBron, Cavs. So pretty cool. That's where we'll be departing up to 14,000 this early morning. Officially the shortest flight I've ever had, the 767. It's only 100 miles from Cleveland to Rickenbacker. Pilot monitoring was my duty there. Captain did a great job. We had to do the ILS to 23 left. As you can see here in Rickenbacker, Columbus, Ohio, it's pretty cloudy and rainy and yucky, but just loading up the plane now. Doing a quick turn here. Hopefully not gonna be on the ground more than 30, 40 minutes at most. Next stop, Memphis, and then I am finally done with this trip. It's been a long time coming. I am exhausted. I'm ready to get out of the flight mode, get home, and enjoy a nice what's left of the weekend. So last leg, it'll be my turn to fly. We're going Rickenbacker to Memphis. Let's do it. Last and final leg of the trip, Rickenbacker down to Memphis. Will be my leg to fly. Going up to 36,000 feet and distance of 507 miles. Excited to be done. Tired, ready to get back to New York. We'll see you in Memphis. Folks, that's all she wrote. Finally done with this 4 or 5 day trip. I hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. We hit JFK, we hit Boston, we hit Richmond and Cleveland. Cleveland last night was definitely by far the best one. And now I'm off for a couple days. So the trip, unfortunately for me, ends in Memphis, which means I had to commute home on my own time and not get paid since I'm technically based here. So I'm gonna be catching a company jump seat. I think it's a 767 from Memphis to Newark, and I get in tonight, Saturday, around like 6:30 we land. So that's kind of a bummer, but hey, part of the deal, part of being a commuter. And as always, comments, questions below, shoot me a DM on Instagram. And if you like the vlog, I would appreciate a sub and a thumbs up. Otherwise, until next time, Pilot Pete, fly safe, and I'll see you out there.